I'm getting handed a lot of money and a lot of hearts! Hi, creepy dancer types. Okay. Yeah! I'm Mr. Buzzkill. Hey guys, it's Parallax Abstraction, and welcome back to Retro Flashback Plays Super Castlevania 4 for Halloween 2015. So, teeny little bit of full disclosure here. Because I am, well, frankly, a frackin' moron, I forgot to do a Wii U Virtual Console checkpoint before I... oh god. Before I stopped recording last time. So when I came back, the game was like, oh, you've never played before! Lovely, isn't it? Yeah, so anyway, I just used a password repository that I found online in order to bring myself right back to where I was. Shouldn't have any impact... what in the actual heck? Well, this level ramped it up a touch. Shouldn't have any actual impact on the progression of the game itself. I did have to enter no name when I created the checkpoint. Normally I enter PXA as my name. I don't actually think that has much of a bearing on anything, but what name you have entered actually does help determine how the passwords are generated, which is kind of a weird thing, but anywho, so yeah. So we're back in another level with just some absolutely wonderful, just doomy music. Except, man, am I doing poorly. This is a level I actually don't remember. It's been so long since I played this, and yeah, the beginning of this one clearly does not screw around, because, man, I hope I can either hit a checkpoint or find a wall turkey or something at some point, because otherwise, man, we ain't gonna be doing too well. I'm gonna cheese this guy. Hey, you do what the game lets yous, you know? Oh no, not you again. Not you again! No! I hate you. Oh, thanks for that. Thanks for giving me that friggin' screen clearing thing when there was nothing on the screen. Jeez. Well, good start. Huh, this sounds like the, actually, this is the intro music. The, music that played during that little text scroll at the beginning. It's actually interesting. The way this song progresses makes it a little strange to turn into actual level music, but it actually sounds like it's extended a little bit. This is kind of interesting. I basically never... like, it's been so long since I played this game that I actually... we're actually entering a point now where I don't remember a lot, so... this ought to be interesting. Holy jeez! Why did I start with such a low timer? Holy crap! This doesn't give you much time to mess about. Wow, that was all of stage 5. Super short, no boss. The boss was time, I guess. Alright. Whatevs. I mean, that area, to be fair, was kind of punishing, but... doggy! Aw. I don't like killing doggies. My doggy would never do that. You guys, however, I ain't got no qualms about killing you, because you are scary-looking fools. Your doggies are scary-looking too, but I like doggies. Ow! The worst part is that you kill the dogs and their corpses stay on the screen as if the game is going, yeah, you totally did that, you monster. I hope you're proud of yourself, Simon Dog Killer. Oh, it's because they actually get up again. Okay, well, you know what? Not as qualmy about killing them now. Yes, so these guys, these are nasty fools from the original Castlevania, because they have, they're actually not as hard to kill as they look, because, you know, even though they've got lots of, like, these shields and stuff, they don't actually take that many hits, but they have their, little boomeranging axes there. They can be pretty nasty if you, ooh, I was lucky there. If you ain't paying attention, you gotta be careful with that. And they're only worth 100 points when you kill them, too, which kind of sucks. I want to hit that 20,000 threshold and get an extra life here before we end up facing whatever. Ah, yes. So this is not the coolest example of Mode 7 in the game, but it is one that was definitely impressive at the time. However, it is just from a gameplay perspective, this is just a really nasty jumping puzzle. Like, it's just, this blew people's minds just how, like, you know, the fluidity of the movement and things like that. Like I said, Mode 7 in this day and age looks, I use the word quaint, but it just looks purely archaic. But back in 91, this was like, oh, whoa, yeah, whoa, truly. Oh, and it brought me back here. Okay. I got cocky again. These games, you know, these games back in the day, I mean, this is what they did. They knew people could tend to get greedy, and if you did, they had no qualms about stepping on your throat and making you know your place. You did not screw around with this. You played it proper, and I did not, so that is my comeuppance, if you will. So yeah, there are better, I think there is a better place that I'm thinking of that demonstrates the really cool Mode 7 stuff in this game that we'll get to later on. But yeah, that area is actually just a really tricky jumping puzzle because it's, the timing of it is really weird, and the Mode 7 is cool, but it definitely, you can see the stark contrast of it. You'll see when we get back there, the fact that because Simon is this rather sharp 2D sprite, and the Mode 7 is kind of this more archaic-looking 3D that's clearly much more low pixel and is being interpolated by the engine to make those angular changes. It definitely, when he's standing against it, it definitely looks like, the background actually looks a lot worse than the foreground. You can see that here. It looks kind of weak, to be honest. Now, of course, the one thing that is not explained is why I am such a moron and did that again, because I suck at everything. Old school platformers. The one thing, of course, that's not explained is why Dracula has a room in his castle that is just, you know, a number of chandeliers that are all the size of small apartment flats. I mean, well, I got my spare life anyway. That's never really explained in any meaningful way, which is a little strange, but hey. Dracula do what he want. You don't question Dracula. You question Dracula, you get dead, son. Drac don't take your shit. Oh, bugger off. I got that. Oh, okay. Once you get the basics down, that puzzle is that jumping area is actually not that bad. It's just, one, I'm commentating. Two, I still think there's some poor response going on with these controls. And three, I am old and am not as good at the games of my youth as I once was, sadly. I am aware of the world I live in and the limitations my ever-extending age imposes on it. I know. I know. I do find it interesting, though. This is something I really didn't remember that much about this game, is how many levels there are that either have bosses in non-traditional places or have no bosses at all, like that last level that was actually very short and had no boss in it. I find that kind of amusing. It's a very different way of, you know, quite a deviation from the formula of how platformers were traditionally designed, which I think is one of the things I really dug about this game back in the day, is just it did things different from the norm. A norm that it in many ways established. Castlevania was kind of a trendsetter in many ways. It's one of the reasons I knew it. I knew it. I knew what I was doing. Totally knew it. Anyway, yes, Castlevania was kind of a trendsetter back in its day. That's one of the reasons that I think, I say kind of jokingly, but not really, that I think the Castlevania platformers are the best Castlevanias. I'm actually really not a fan of those modern sort of RPG-y ones. I just don't find them terribly entertaining. I find them more frustrating in terms of how confusing they are and how easy it is to get lost and stuff. I mean, they're I call them platforming ones. I mean, they're Metroidvanias. Like, they're one half of where that term came from. And I'm just not the biggest fan of... I don't mind the genre. Like, I'll play Metroid for days, but I'm not a big fan of the way the Castlevania series chose to do that. It's just not my thing. But the Castlevania series was, you know, set the bar for a lot of platformers that followed it, and I like the fact that despite this being only a few years after the first one, they kind of had... They did break the mold in some ways by this weird sort of staggered progression method that they had, which I thought was pretty cool. I actually don't remember if there's a boss at the end of this level or not, so... if there is, I think we may end up doing this whole thing over again, because I'm going to get there with only one life. And especially if I have to do the boss with... yeah, with only one life, and I have to go through all of this to get there. So I don't necessarily think the jump pattern changes that much, regardless of how the chandelier is moving. I'm just choosing to do it this way because it's... when it is moving, you do get a little bit of, I think, weird sort of momentum inertia movement that can screw you up. So it's easier to do it when it's not moving, and also I find when it's at that leftmost apex, so here. I find that's the easier way to do it. But it's really, in terms of just raw complexity of a jumping puzzle, these are actually not that difficult. It's just the visual perception of this, especially with how Simon sits on it, it just kind of plays with your head a little bit. And you've got to kind of wrap your brain around the way this looks. I'm just really out of practice. Once I get into the groove, I used to be able to do this area very easily back in the day, once I got back in the groove of it. Now, of course, it gets a little more interesting because you have to do 2 different kinds of timing. Ooh, that was close. Thankfully, the game gives you lots of time. I do hope that I either get a checkpoint, or if I have to fight a boss, that I get some wall chicken or something before I have to, because otherwise I don't have much of a chance. I'm still in block 6-1, if you notice up there. Usually I believe it checkpoints every time the block changes, which it just did. So, though I do not have a lot of lives left, I do believe I will, I figured there would have been a wall chicken in there. Oh yeah, you can do that sometimes if you're good about it. You can actually, if you press the controls the right way, you can actually get Simon to moonwalk on the stairs, which I always thought was kind of cool. I knew that was going to happen. As if they don't make it obvious by how much they're shaking. You know, what? Come on. That didn't touch me. Drac, you really need better contractors, bro. Like, Mike Holmes would not be impressed with the way this is being done. What are... Oh, God. What in... Okay. Well. That's gonna be fun. Ah, that's what hit me. It's because little candles fall off the edge when they land. You sneaky little buggers. I really hope I get my secondary whip before I have to fight these, demon ladies and their Technicolor blob of doom. Okay, good. Now, I only want to trigger one of them. Are you dead? Blinking and flying off in the distance doesn't really help me that much. You probably... Oh, no. You can be killed, it looks like. Whoa! That was... Okay. That dies in a really creepy way. And also, you are really fast-moving. And I do not approve of that. Oop. Okay, there's an object over there. I'm not going to break that third block because they disappear very quick. That's probably either wall chicken or a double shot. And I could actually go for one of those too right now. Especially since it's a double shot. Nice. Especially since this is my last life. You didn't hit me. You suck. Hey. Hey, you! Get back here! Nope! Eep. Oh, at least those guys disappear. Oh, kind of, and then they walk on air. Everywhere that I go, I'm walking on air. Okay. I butchered one song in the name of horrible, cynical entertainment since I started this series. I probably shouldn't do another one. Nope. You ain't got... I hate you, bats. Hate you so much. Now... Okay, I was gonna say, could I go to the left there? It kind of looked like I could, but no. Okay, I gotta keep my wits about me here. Not today, Junior. That's gonna be another one of these. Oh, and those are worse because they flip to reveal spikes. Come here. Explode in a shower of bones. Oh, God. Breaking blocks, breaking blocks, breaking blocks, breaking blocks, breaking blocks. I can do this. Yeah, that's going to attack me in a horrible fashion. I can't destroy it, so... No! Well, that's just mean. You can't do anything to the thing until it tries to start attacking you. Until it tries to start attacking you. Try again. Until it starts trying to attack you, and then it takes so many shots that it can catch up to you first. That ain't right. Like, rules of engagement or something here. Come on. Nah. I am getting very nervous here. I am getting far into this level. I really hope there's no boss in this level, though that we didn't run into one in the last level, so there probably will be, because yeah, I am on my last life, and I'm probably going to have to do this whole thing over again if I don't get him first try. That's going to be unfortunate. Any, nope. So yes, as you can see there as well, the red, well, those look like very pervy, gropey hands. As you can see, oh, okay. The red skeletons are ones that you cannot kill. What? Why are you, like... Okay, so I apparently... Okay. I apparently can't kill those until they actually grab me, and... Oh, okay. So I have to let them grab me, then the enemy activates, and then I have to kill the enemy before he can hit me. That seems overly convoluted. Hey. Hey! Don't run. It would be really nice if you got an extra life after every 20,000, because I don't know when the next one is, and I crossed 40 and didn't get one. Oh, good. That doesn't look like something that will totally wreck my day. Oh, I have to act... Okay, I thought those were just the things that surrounded the boss. This is the boss, of course. Well, thanks for all the money, but... Okay, that's a death table. Never trust furniture, kids. It'll let you down. I'm getting handed a lot of money and a lot of hearts! Hi, creepy dancer types. Okay. Yeah! I'm Mr. Buzzkill. Okay, even though they're partially transparent, I can kill them. Duly noted. Get away! Get away! I hate dancing, and I hate even less when... Oh, thank you, video game! Oh, boy, did I need that right now. Because, yeah, the last level was short, and clearly short for a reason, because this one just keeps going. But here's the boss. And I only have 90 seconds. No, 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 no. Oh, we were close. You saw it. Where are you going to take me back to? Okay, here. This I can manage. Well, I could manage if you gave me another special item, which you're probably not, but at the same time, I guess it doesn't... I wasn't really using the axe very much. I just have to learn how to dodge those people better. Maybe I'll get lucky and I'll hit another extra life. Actually, wait a minute. Was the extra life that I found in this area? I think I might be able to perpetually find an extra life before the boss, in which case we're actually in good shape. Yeah, suck it. Crosses don't give a crap about your dancing. Those guys kind of move like the boss does. Maybe that's trying to give you a little bit of a primer. Yeah, it was. The one-up was right here. Oh, good. Oh, sweet. I can just keep getting the one-up endlessly. So, yeah. As long as I don't bomb up my life before we get to the boss, then we don't have much to worry about. We'll just keep trying. Gotcha! I destroy love. Love is the enemy of freedom. Sweet! Well, we did it in one continue. Alright, I'll take it. We'll see how far we can get into stage 7 here. We're doing alright. This is only going to get worse, though. I'm sure I'm going to end up spending several episodes on each of the late game levels. Oh, this sounds cheery. We're in the nice place now where everyone gets along and has a good time, and we just get to sit down with Dracula and have a nice big tea party. It's just so happy and jubilant and joyful. Who can be mad and want to kill anything when this is going on? I don't trust those wiggling books. I don't trust any book that can move on its own. You don't seem to be doing much, but I got my eye on you. You're gonna come at me and demand I improve my literacy. That was close. Alright, we okay. So I crossed 50,000 and still didn't get another life, so man. Does it literally give you only one extra life at 20,000? I guess I should probably look that up. Because I'm actually curious. Because truth be told, when I played this game back in the day, I never lasted long enough, I think, to ever get to 60,000 points. Like, that I managed to beat that last level in one continue, even by the skin of my teeth, is kind of miraculous compared to when I used to play this as a kid. Even though my reflexes and such have dulled, I'm definitely better at games like this than I was when I was young. Wow, those things are like... okay. These are like friggin' Medusa heads on crack. Actually, I don't know if that was the better thing to have. Okay, that book is definitely gonna come at me. Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, and it doesn't leave the screen, either. This is like... this is not a jubilant, happy place as the soundtrack would have you believe. It is lying to you, make no mistake. There are books that want to murder you, and weird bats with shields. Not today. Makes you feel like you're reading a right-wing tabloid. It's the same feeling of doom and pain that comes from reading most of what passes for news these days. Ow! Well, at least you don't really take fall damage in this game. Oh, but you can't scroll back up. That I definitely shouldn't have picked up. There are only a very small handful of situations in this game where the knife is in any way remotely useful. Why can't I hit that? I don't know. Well, that was a friggin'... I got to kill them at least, but I took way more damage there than I should have. At least you get the occasional wall... Well, I guess you books are kind of being helpful. Still don't trust you, but... At least, especially with this weird-ass pattern that you have. At least in this one, unlike a lot of the other previous Castlevanias, wall chickens are not always restricted. That was totally wrong. At least they're not always restricted to walls. Like, sometimes the chickens actually drop from candles and other things like that, which is alright. Yeah, I knew where that was going. It doesn't happen often, but it happens often enough, like it did before that boss in the last level, where you could just be like, oh, that's just saved me just a little bit of a headache, you know? Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be nailing this level in one credit. I don't even know if I'm going to hit my 60,000 point. Nope! Oh, man. Alright, guys. Well, I think I'm going to call that an episode here. Yeah, actually made way more progress than I was expecting to tonight, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. So, yeah, onwards and upwards, and hopefully we'll get to Dracula pretty soon. So, thank you guys very much for watching. If you liked what you saw here, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. It does help me out a great deal. And, well, we'll be back to slaying next time. Take it easy, guys.